Today, we're calling out the scams, the fakes, and the frauds, and the phonies. Show of hands, how many of you have ever heard your phone ring when you looked at the screen, the word scam or spam pop up on the phone? I think we all have been impacted by this. Our next guest had enough of those scam calls and decided that he would find the people behind the calls. I love this. Award-winning writer Yudhijit Bhattacharjee went on a global journey documenting it all in season 4 of the Chameleon podcast. His series, Scam Likely, follows a team of investigators whose discoveries led them all the way to India. The pieces came together when authorities saw one common phone number laundering money. Take a look.
When he looked at the phone numbers that were used to load stolen money onto the green dot cards, one number kept coming up.
I would see 713, 713, 713, 713, and that was it. That number called into Green Dot more than 10,000 times in 1 year and transferred over $6 million onto 4,000 cards registered to 1,200 unique people. So I call that a clue.
Whoa, please welcome Yudhijit Bhattacharjee to our show. I love how proud you are of your work. You're like, yeah, we did that. We found them. Because that's what we're all looking for. We're looking to get back at the scammers, not just complain about being scammed. You spoke with victims, prosecutors, investigators across the United States. How extreme are the effects and the impact of these types of scams?
Well, it's not just financial. The scam, and the extent of these scams, they take a personal toll on people. I've come across victims, grandparents who had to sever ties with their grandchildren because they'd lost all their money, and the grandchildren were so upset that they stopped talking to their grandparents. I even came across one case where the victim had committed suicide because they experienced financial ruin.
This journey of yours led you to call centers where there were hundreds of employees who were in this room. You work with law enforcement. We have a picture of the scripts that the call centers used. They were working off of things that were tried and true that work. Thank you for calling IRS. This is Officer Mark William. How can I help? This is what they were reading from.
Yes, and the script shows that they're so well prepared and they're improving their scripts all the time. They're checking what works, what doesn't. And what stunned me was just the scale of these operations, because
what do you mean by the scale? How many people?
There were hundreds of people working. There was one building where there were 700 people sitting through the night, because because of the time difference. That's when...
and some of those people are being exploited as well. So you have 700 people in this room working at this call center. They may not be the lead scammer here. They're being exploited as well.
Exactly. And some of those people thought that they had just found a decent paying job. And it was only after a few weeks that they realized that their job was to call Americans and try to scam them out of money.
What's the takeaway here? What do you want people to know?
Anything that causes a strong emotional reaction, whether it's a feeling of love, fear, panic, greed, take a moment. I heard one of the earlier speakers on your segment.
Because what you mean by that is, if they're love bombing you, if they are saying, if you don't give me money, I'm in trouble, they're preying on that emotion of fear, of love. And if your gut doesn't feel right about it, you need to listen to it, because that's what they're doing. They're exploiting your emotions.
That's exactly right. And lots of smart people get scammed all the time, because this is not about intelligence, even though people that get scammed are often ashamed that they got scammed. But the fact is that any one of us is vulnerable to being manipulated in that way.
Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this is a powerful conversation. We'll keep it going also on social media.